Go for a plug-and-play top lane tank.
I'd love to see
Wow.
Viper on the duo lane Kai'Sa. That's what this would be indicating. Alistair Kai'Sa, not the strongest lane on paper, but man, can it pop off in team fights.
I also love it if you're going to run a Yasuo in the mid lane.
Is that on purpose?
Uh-oh. Okay.
Uh-huh. Well, that's usually a problem. That's usually a big mistake.
Is this another classic Korean pickup of the Teemo accidentally? Would this be the third time? Is this the third or fourth time?
Shy and Someday in the same season this happened. Had to play top lane Teemo. That's where the Teemo went, as there is a Teemo.
There is a Teemo. There is a Teemo. That is a Teemo. He's like, oh, Kai'Sa, really good champion, but wait, what's even better if you build AP? It's probably okay, let's do some AoE Teemo damage.
Stormrazor, baby.
Yeah, Stormrazor Teemo. Stormrazor Rapid Fire Cannon Infinity Edge. He just builds it like a really terrible version of Caitlyn or something with lower range. All right, well, that's Teemo, ladies and gentlemen. We're making fun of it. Maybe Griffin have a plan. Is this another one of their ridiculous thoughts? I'm looking over. I can see the Korean cast, Jun, going completely ballistic, just laughing his head off alongside with our Cloud Templar as well, a bit head in hands at the moment. So no one really understanding why the Teemo was picked, but here it is. And we're going to be getting into game with the Teemo. Pop Smithy?
I don't want to talk anymore. Well, there he is.
Yep, he is in the game. Can confirm, Teemo is here. He's got himself Summoner Airy, just to be incredibly annoying. Often you see Ignite if you're in solo queue. Often you don't see Teemo if you're anywhere where, you know, things are good.
Little known fact, I became a caster to get away from Teemo because if you play the game, you have to deal with Teemo. If you don't play the game and cast it, very rarely have to deal with Teemo.
Yeah, unless it's the TSM versus Mineski game. Or a few of the accidental Teemos that we've had.
It's not the time to make a play as bot side.
Viper going to be tanking up the turret as Tarzan. Lots of damage. Headbutt pulled. Max is definitely dead. Can they juggle the aggro, though? As Viper, he's going to help pick up the second kill. Almost dies to the turret, but he survives. And Griffin, double kill bottom lane.
Double kill in the Teemo lane. No kills to Teemo.
Can we call it a bottom lane? Can we call it, please, Papa Smithy?
Well, we just don't know where the team is going in terms of build. However, those 2 kills come against double teleport and the death time is being short. So, yeah, not going to be a turret going down. Remember, guys, 8-13. Before level 8, the death time is much shorter. We didn't start the game with a full zoom on the team, and that was actually a mistake by our observers. But this is just auto attack into Q, proccing the Summoner Airy. They probably hoped that Max would tick down to the Teemo damage to give him a kill. He doesn't. They get the double kill onto the jungler, and now Tarzan's going to be damn tanky.
He is. Okay. And also, Lehens once again starts the game with a lot of kill participation. Is in fact participating in 100% of them thus far. Chovy's moving down though. No, he's not. Actually, there's the Flash Grand entrance. The quickness comes down as well, and Viper goes into stopwatch. But he's most likely still going to die. He is. As Tarzan gets out of the way of a trouble bubble, and Ian, he ain't done yet as Lehens. He's level 6. He does have the ultimate, but he's going to use the Flash in order to get his way out from MVP. 4 members bottom lane. Yeah, that's very true. Although, she's not annoying at all this game. That award is going to go solely to Viper as, okay, we're going to have a last breath in the mid lane. It's a decent cast to make it a little bit of a problem, but that's a better ultimate to come out from Tarzan. And ADD, he's got the Righteous Glory, but he's just not going to be there in time.
Because he doesn't have priority in the top, even though he's closer. He can't walk early. He always has to be waiting to see what the...
So that wasn't free, but the rest of the control around this map certainly is.
Heartbreaking thing from the MVP side is it was one of those cases of right person, wrong time. I liked what they were doing around Bob, but the timing was off both times they did it, and then Griffin made the clutch plays, and now things like this are going to happen.
Yep, the ultimate's going to be used. Ian is able to get out of at least 1 CC with the cleanse, but he's straight up dead. Chovy, too much damage availability, and that's only with 2 items, was that he didn't have a crit animation. So you know how you used to be able to tell when you were going to get crit? You can't tell when it's a Zillion.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There you go. Things I learned.
The reason he didn't have a crit animation is because you'd have to be pretty insane to build crit on a Zillion.
Hey man, Prey was halfway there. He was playing bot lane. The enemy team's going to overload on sweepers, so hold the point.
Yep, there's the knock-up, and Yondu, he's going to have to flash. Does use the cast pretty nicely, but there's the follow-up ultimate to come in from Tarzan. Max is just going to get eaten alive. Chovy free hitting in the front line like a beast. And the Yasuo is going to be able to get them 2 kills, and Griffin look like they're moving towards Baron.
Never looked like getting any less than 2 kills, Atlas. A pentakill if there was a grouped enemy. Conqueror procs. He still has his flash. He still has his cleanse.
So much true damage now that the Infinity Edge is done as well. You mentioned the Conqueror to add on to it. And now the Baron has been started by Griffin. ADD, he wants to be near there. He does have teleport available. And of course, MVP want to try and fight for this. Ian has picked up a smite, which is very important. As Viper does avoid the trouble bubble, they're going to pull off it. They don't want to get in there and risk this smite being utilized.
Respecting the level 16 smite, Atlas, the biggest smite.
Slowed down as far as their assault on the enemy base is concerned, but Griffin just want to enact this 1-3-1 and continue the pressure.
Ian changed his blue trinket to a sweeper to help out with the sweeping mission. Remember, that means they only have 1 blue trinket for the spot check.
Well, also, Chovy's in a whole host of trouble. Does get the knock-up, though. Just explodes Max. It's another double. Pilot's going to be taken down. This looks like the ridiculous Yasuo's in your solo queue as he picks up basically 3 kills on his own, and the rest of the team turns up.
Who's ganking who in that case?
Good
1v4.
God.
If he's not CC, he's going to be able to do it. They're tanking out the turret. They don't even give a mundo about this one. Goodbye, turret. They're going to break the base, and ADD says, guys, I came back from the hospital for this.
Yeah, and like, Chovy just made it look like he was smurfing in the LCK. What? We haven't... What? MVP are going to lose their top lane inhibitor turret. The inhibitor going to follow as well, and I have a feeling this game might just be over. Chovy continuing to utilize the gigantic amount of money he has. Stopwatch going to be utilized by ADD, but that's going to delay the inevitable. His health bar evaporates like he's not even a tank. As Max slowed down, not going to get gnarred into the wall, but see you later, Nexus and Griffin, a 2-0 over MVP, and Teemo has a win in the LCK.
I believe it is the first ever victory for Teemo in the LCK. Has been played in exhibition matches, but in this case, in a professional match, Teemo picks up the victory. It was a last-second turnover, so we don't actually know if it was the intentional pick or not. Thankfully, Viper already won MVP in game number 1, and that is a gimme question for our interviewers when we go along. But the non-gimme was, and kind of the quandary here when I think about it is, Griffin need to win every series 2-0 in order to guarantee first spot, guarantee that they finish in the top 2 by going straight to the grand final thanks to the gauntlet. They still play Teemo. If they drop a game and 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 happens for Gen G, they actually have to play a best of 1 for first.
Yeah.
Instead, they take the Teemo, they win. It doesn't end up being consequential. Tarzan definitely had one of those jungling, pathing performances where it feels like he was on the Trundle, which is usually where he wows us, the Sejuani. Pretty wowing as well, and Zach is not half bad either. So, comfortable 2-0 for the side of Griffin. We'll see who the MVP here is for game number 2. I hope it's not Viper.
If it's Viper, I'm going to be very, very bothered, but it's Chovy, 5-0-4. My vote, just to admit to you guys, went to Tarzan. I felt like he controlled the early game really, really nicely, but you can't deny the fact that Chovy was team fighting like a beast.